What's up, vape fam? Sorteal here. Vaping on a combo I did not think was going to be as good as it actually turned out to be. It's the Dead Rabbit 3 and the Prey mechanical mod from QP Designs. Just a little short side fire mech that they did up, and pairing it with the Dead Rabbit 3 has actually been really good. I haven't really set it down since I kind of did it all up. Not really sure why I like it so much more than just about anything I've stuck on top of the Prey, but it works, so I'm going to keep going with it. All right, tonight we're going to build 3 RDAs that I'm a big fan of all of them. I've done a live build for one of them, which is the Nightmare 25, but recently I got this iced out version of it, so I'm anxious to see how well it does with kind of an acrylic top cap. So we'll definitely build this one up, see if there's any difference really to it at all. Then also the Kali V2, but we're going to start out with the Cio RDA, and I actually did a review for this a while back. I don't know how I stumbled upon it so early, but I did. Ordered one up, got it in, thought it was just a great little RDA, especially for the price. I got it on pre-order for like, I think it was like 17 or 18 bucks. It was ridiculously cheap. It comes from a company called Blitz, who I don't think do rebuildables or even sub-ohm tanks or anything like that anymore. I'm pretty sure Blitz went full on disposable, and that's all they do. So the Cio may also be their last rebuildable release. It at least kind of looks that way. But it's a really cool RDA. It has undercoil airflow, and it has airflow inserts that you can put in. Now, it only comes with 2 different types, or of course you can just not use the inserts at all and get just a shit ton of airflow. But to me, that's a little too disruptive. Although I know some people in the comments said that that was the way they liked it best, was just wide the fuck open. So we'll definitely build on that one. Other than that, I did the wicking tutorial video. If you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. On it, I built back up the blaze and stuck it on the Smoke Mag 18. So I didn't think it was going to be all that great of a pair, but it actually works pretty damn good. Still vaping my Oreo pudding in that one. It just seems to, I don't know, everything about that Oreo pudding comes across extremely well with the blaze. I do have the Eclipse Dual. I think it's supposed to be here tomorrow or the next day, so I have a review up for that one pretty soon. I'm anxious to see if it's as good as the blaze or better. I don't think it'll be better, maybe, but I don't think so, but we'll find out once it gets here. Really nothing else much been going on. Still kind of battling my sinus infection, but I'm definitely on the tail end of that one, so all that's going good. Everything should get back to normal as far as, you know, multiple releases throughout the week and the live streams being regular. Do apologize that week. I was just so sick I couldn't do either one, the live mixing or the build stream. But back at it tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Cio RDA. This is the Cio. Like I said, it's from Blitz. And if you remember, Matt did the Hermetic RDA. If you remember that one, that's the same company, Blitz. But like I said, if you go look at their site now, it's nothing but disposables. But I really dig this RDA, and I'll show you why. So there's the deck to it. Undercoil airflow, so your coils are sitting here right over top of these. These are just little inserts. They come out. And they've got these that looks like it's 4 rows of 4. They've got another one that is 3 rows of 3, I believe, or maybe it's 3, 2, 3. and then, you know, just taking them all the way out. I was kind of hoping they would come out with more airflow inserts for it, maybe just slits, or, you know, kind of cutting it down. Mine, you try multiple releases a day? I hear you. I don't blame you. Shit. All right. All right, so go ahead and build on this one. All these I'm going to be using the Coilology Alien V2s. Grab my coil cutting guide here. Got it on the Hadron Plus. All right. This thing is actually more restrictive than I thought it was going to be. I think that's why a lot of people liked it with no airflow inserts whatsoever, because you got a little bit more airflow out of it. I'm going to go with 5.5. Hope everybody's been doing good. Anything interesting going on? My life has been illness and my kids back to school, so all right. Maybe a little bit too tall, honestly, but we'll find out. Grab my screwdriver. I think that should be good. Tighten these down. Now it does have kind of these raised edges right here, so you got to be careful with your coil. Make sure your coil doesn't end up touching that. But these are basically just stoppers for your airflow inserts. And also they kind of work as a little bit of extra guard for when you're squonking. I've got the squonk pin in this one. We're actually going to stick it on the Defiant Designs TS because it works really well with that mech squonker. But it's also just a little bit of extra height from, you know, if you over squonk it, from the juice just flowing down into your airflow inserts a little too easy. All right, adjust this one some. Just want to make sure you get it right over top of the airflow. I normally have it pretty low. I have not even bothered to try it with coil legs that are, you know, much higher than 5 or 5.5. Got them away from that side wall. This one's almost too far away from it, honestly. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm just being finicky as fuck with it. Uh-oh, this one's not catching. All right. Looks pretty good. See what our resistance came out to. 0.09, which is actually a little high for this. So let me check these contacts real quick. Make sure everything's touching good. Still saying 09. All right, let's go ahead, pulse and pinch. See what it ends up coming out to. Everything seems to be sitting pretty good. And making good contact, so let's see what it comes out to overall. Still need to hook this up to eScribe and actually change around some of how it's laid out. Deb, you have a new granddaughter? That's awesome. Hacking views pods and refilling them for the wife. Gotcha. Huh. All right, here we go. It should come out to about 0.1, 0.11, which is why reading it at 0.09 was a little weird. Normally it'll read about 0.06, 0.07, somewhere in there. It could just be the DNA board as well. Not too many hotspots. This actually kind of did really well right off the bat. Yeah, came out to 0.1, so I guess we're all good there. Not seeing any more hotspots. All right, go ahead and let that cool down for a second. I'll wick it up. So yeah, not much been going on here. Like I said, the kids are back in school. They seem to be liking it, at least from what they tell us. Which is always good. In the world of vape, if you haven't read Alex Norcia's new filter article about the FDA's mishandling of basically the PMTA process and all that, you should definitely go read that article at filter. I think it's filtermag.com. It's extremely good. Most of his articles are extremely good and extremely well researched. But that kind of stuff, as far as their mishandling of it all, is nothing new to anybody in the vape world, really. But he goes into a lot more detail about where they switched so many heads of the FDA tobacco and how the initial plan seemed like it was actually kind of well thought out, and then it all went to shit when somebody new came in. And as far as the vape companies went, they didn't care whether or not they knew the changes were happening or not. All right, Deb. So for this one, cutting the wicks on it, it has an extremely deep juice well. It's one of the reasons this is such a good squonking RDA. So kind of want to cut them a little long. I normally go about right there, and that may actually be a little bit too long, honestly. You want them to sit all the way down, but not too bunched up in there. Actually, that right there, pulling it through, that's probably about perfect. All right, go ahead, thin these out. But other than that, I haven't heard too much out of the FDA. It seems like the FDA went a little quiet on all the vape shit for the most part. Like they're waiting to see if people eventually shut up about it. At first, I initially thought the FDA was actually didn't want to regulate vaping if they didn't have to. I think they did at the very first, when it first really hit, because they did that whole trying to seize shipments of cigalikes and stuff like that back in, what was it, 09, 08? And then they got taken to court and they lost in court, luckily. I don't know if they lose in court these days. It would depend on which way the judge leaned politically, honestly. All right. I think that's pretty good. I'm all good and thinned out. Just mic vapes, flip them down in there. Same on this side. This thing is ridiculously easy to wick. I mean, I'm being a little precise with it, but you could just shove them down in there and then kind of straighten them up after the fact, and it would still work. It would still work good. Freedom Issues, what's going on, brother? I was worried it would be me all by myself this whole stream. As soon as I saw Bogan was doing a live stream, I was like, uh-oh. That's it for my night. Still would have rolled with it 100% solo, no matter what, but everybody could watch it on the replay. But I'm glad some of y'all showed up. That's awesome. Go ahead, juice this up. Those coils actually came out a nice shade of blue. The liquid I'm using is my Vanilla Overdose Custard version 3. It's on all the flavors if you're curious. Turn this wattage up a little bit. Uh-oh, over dripped it. So yeah, overall, like I said, this thing is just simple to build on. Huge juice well. So you can't really over drip it or over squonk it very easily. Wicking it is just a breeze. I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit though. There you go. I think that's good. But like I said, it is, oddly enough, a little restricted in its airflow. All right, I think that's probably good. Stick this top cap back on. There's where your undercoil airflow is. Lines up. You got 4 holes on each side. Just kind of cut them down. For the most part, I like it just wide open. All right, let's jump back up. See how this vapes. A little too much liquid everywhere. All right, I'm gonna crank this wattage up to probably about 75 starting out. See how that does. All right, here we go. The flavor off of it is extremely good. It was the thing I was shocked about the most when I first got this RDA, being that it was, you know, 17 bucks even on pre-order. I thought there's no way this thing can be all that good, but I'll go ahead, give it a go, do a review of it, see how I like it. But it turned out to be an absolute fucking banger. Flavor is very similar to most undercoil airflow RDA. So think, you know, Nightmare 25, Kennedy 25. Just the airflow is a bit more restrictive than either one of those, but the flavor is extremely similar. All right, I have to try turning this up. Let's just go ahead, crank it all the way to 100. See how it does. If it does good, then we'll go ahead and slap it on the Defiant Designs TS. All right, here we go, 100 watts. What's up, Deb? Glad you're back. We got it all built up. It's going good. It vapes like a dream, really. It's a little bit restrictive for, you know, something that just seems so open. But then again, the coils are kind of pushed to the side and they're a little bit restricted in where the airflow is coming up. But the flavor off of it is damn good. Yeah, that's really good. Actually, let me cut one hole off. Deb, if you didn't see, it's got 4 holes on the bottom there where your bottom airflow is. Just going to try one hole cut down. Heat goes up even by just cutting down one hole. So if you like a hot vape, this is a pretty good dual coil RDA for a hotter vape without going series. I've never tried this with series coils in it. Think actually they might be a little tight in here. Maybe some series Claptons would probably fit, I'm sure. Yeah, it's vaping like a dream at 100 watts. Let's go ahead and throw it on the TS here. Because like I said, this thing really shines as a squonker. It's a damn good dripper, but squonking is easily its best feature. All right. Go ahead and show you guys this. It used to have a huge juice well. So it does great as a squonker. It's hard to over squonk it. All right, here we go. Twinkie, this is the Cio RDA from Blitz, which I'm pretty sure now only does disposables, but so this would make it their last disposable that they did. It's the same company that Matt worked with when he did the Hermetic RDA. And it vaped great. It is for being the airflow just wide the fuck open. It's still a little restrictive, like I said, but even just cutting down one hole, the heat goes up. I almost feel like the restriction is almost the same, but the heat just goes up. Yeah, I can't tell much difference between wide open and one hole cut off. Go down to 2. I'm sure the heat's probably going to be more than I want to deal with, but let's see. Yeah. Yeah, heat goes way up with 2 holes cut off. But it's vaping great. Cotton's already broke in, so now I'm getting nothing but that vanilla overdose custard. Finally got some of these silicone bottles in, which work a lot better. I wish I had the actual top cap system that Greg came up with for these silicone bottles. I do not, so I have to use just a standard little squonk straw. Only problem with that is if you squonk too much, the bottles can get a little messy when you take them out of there. I know Vaping Delights still has them, Twinkie. And I think you can still get them from a few other kind of Chinese warehouse sites, but vaping delights for sure. So yeah, it's still out there. You can still find it for sure. Yeah, that's damn good. A lot of these are actually just like recoiling, you know, putting new coils, rewicking stuff that I was already using. That is one of them. Let's go ahead and do the Nightmare 25 next. This is one I've never tried any of the Nightmares with the acrylic tops, and this is the iced out version. So I love the look of it, but I'm pretty anxious to see. I'm sure it performs pretty much exactly the same, but we will find out. There it is with the acrylic top cap. I love iced out top caps. I love the Asgard Minis iced out top cap. I love the Ghost cap for the nitrous RDA, and I'm really digging this one as well. All right. I like it when I do a build stream and it's the same screwdriver for all of them. Back these out. This is my only complaint with the Nightmare 25 is I'm never a fan of 2-post, 3-post, or 4-post systems like this. Although this one is probably one of the better ones. It has huge holes there on the side. It's square posts. So you really don't have any issue. It doesn't guillotine your coils, anything like that. And I mean, with a complex coil such as an alien or quad core, fuse claps, and something like that, it's pretty goddamn hard to guillotine your coil, really. That was more an issue of, you know, the olden days of round wire. Well, I see a lot more people doing round wire builds than I have in a while. Dave, you got the iced out Asgard. I love that thing. I've got it sitting on the Vert 2. Really don't make me cut the leads beforehand. Probably going to. I guess I could just bend them up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on. Gave you all kinds of praise about being one of the easier ones, and now you're giving me issue. All right. I think that looks good. Sorry, got to check it out off camera because I'm blind. Should tighten down on there. And I always kind of pull the legs to the side. This is what was giving me issue right here. This one's not going to be fun either. All right. See if I can do this. Probably should have pre-cut these, honestly. There's one. Two. Three, and the last one's the pain in the ass, but I'll probably just kind of cut it long and then in the other side of it. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. All right. Don't have any lead portions down in there, do I? You always pre-cut on 2 posts. It's probably what I should have done here, honestly. Basically, when they get wound up to where one leg leads on the wrong side, I end up having to kind of bend and jack it up a little too much to be able to get to it and cut it without cutting the leg lead of the coil that's on that side. But I think this should be all right. Looks like it's always going to read it as 0.09 no matter what. All right. Oh, too much. Go back up a little bit. All right, not shorting out on me, so I think we're good. I can't wait for an RDA for vaping V2 as well. I keep like hunting around anything that Feature does. Keep checking its site, Instagram, Twitter. I'm basically stalking Beecher for the moment until he releases an RDA V2. Just so I know when it's finally announced, like, okay, pre-orders are ready to go. Because I really want to jump all over that. One thing that was pretty cool that happened today is I cannot, sorry, excuse me, guys. I cannot pronounce the guy's name. It's like, I don't know. I don't even want to butcher it, but it's the gentleman that runs Silvercraft Creations over in the Philippines. Did the Danny V2, the Atlas. He actually messaged me on Facebook saying he watched the Danny V2 review and he really liked it. And then basically told me he was gonna make an RDA that I wouldn't be able to find any faults with. Not that I found too many faults with the Danny other than the short kind of 5-10 pin that it has. Everything else about it is amazing. And I haven't had any issue with that slightly shorter 5-10 pin. It's been just fine. I would still use it on a mech. I still have it on the Keen that I did on the review, and it's a daily banger for me. All right, I think these are good. I don't see any more hot spots. All right, let that cool down. We'll go ahead and wick it up. Twinkie, no, there's no release date for the RDA for vaping V2 just yet. But, you know, Beecher said multiple times in, you know, Instagram lives and just through posts, things like that, that it's soon. It's very, very soon. He keeps showing, you know, more and more pictures of kind of the finished product, airflow rings, the deck itself, top cap, things like that. So it's real close. That's kind of, I think, why Freedom Issues and I are just stalking the man until we find out when and where pre-orders will be, because I'm going to jump all over, hopefully multiple of that one. Coleman, what's up? I didn't even see you come in. Sorry, brother. Yeah, 2 posts. I'm not huge on them, man. I would much rather build on something like the Valhalla Micro V2. Difference from the V1, the deck looks slightly different, but still the same kind of concept, that kind of compressed down and then your airflow is compressed down right on the coil. But now he's got O-rings where the airflow rings are, so it doesn't get all that condensation on the outside of the top cap the way the V1 did. That's really my only issue with the V1, is eventually you just get a bunch of condensation all over the top cap, and there's not really much you can do about it. But he fixed that entirely. Seems like there's several other little tweaks here and there that he's done to it. I mean, he's been testing it for, I think, years now. He's been in the development and testing phase of it for a year or two at this point. But the main thing is that, well, it's not the main thing, but everyone's biggest complaint was kind of that condensation on the outside. The Asgard Mini gets it a little bit too, but nowhere near as bad as the V1 RDA does. So if he's able to fix that, that would be awesome. And then, like I said, it looks like the deck is a little bit different, but the same kind of concept. I'm anxious to give it a go. I mentioned before that, you know, Bogan kind of showed it off, but he did it in a Patreon only live stream. But it looked really good, and it was a prototype. It wasn't the final production version. All right, that looked pretty good. Now, I always cut these pretty damn short because there's just not a whole lot of room for them. Oh, those might have been a little too short. You like the V1, you have it on the Atocha. Is that how you say it? Is that the Immortal Mods mech? I have the V1 on the Dreamer right now, and another V1 that's on the Swordfish. But I need to take it off here. It doesn't look very good with the Swordfish. Thought it would, but it doesn't. Oh, yeah. Anxious to give this a go. I mean, I know the flavor and stuff's going to be no different with the acrylic top cap, but the couple of acrylic top cap RDAs that I've tried that all of a sudden it changes the flavor around. Ultim caps for a few different RDAs have actually made them more flavorful. It sounds like the Squires Ultim top cap is that way. I do have one of those ordered because I really want to try it. And the Squires top cap gets so damn hot that I know the Ultim will probably solve that for the most part. All right. What juice should I use for this one? I think I'm actually going to use... I'm going to go milkshake with this one. See where we're at. Turn this up some. I think a lot of people, thought I did not like the Nightmare 25. I love the Nightmare 25. But it's just the Valhalla Micro V2 is essentially the same type of RDA, but it doesn't have posts. And I kind of like its airflow a little bit better. And I think its flavor is slightly better. But I still love the Nightmare 25. It's easily, one of my top favorite RDAs out there. Oh, sound messing up. Did I drop frames? I sure did. Is it still messing up? All right, let me jump back up top. Yeah, it looks like I dropped some frames there for a minute. Sorry about that. Is it better? All right, go ahead and crank this up. Hopefully I don't robot out anymore. If I do, let me know. Go ahead, drip some more liquid down in here. All right, give this a try. It's all robotic. Let me check what YouTube says. All right. Says that should be good now. Yeah, this is really good. It's not getting hot at all. I think that'll probably be, just like most acrylic top caps, that'll be the big draw for it, other than look, is it won't get so hot so quick. But I've never really had too many heat issues with the Nightmare 25. What's up, Steve-O? It's the Nightmare 25, the iced out one. I just got it in the other day. I love iced out top caps, so when I saw somebody had one, went ahead and grabbed it because I did not have this one. Deb, I don't think it was all you for sure, because I mean, it's showing I dropped some frames. All right, let me go ahead, crank this all the way up to 100, see how it does, and then we will stick it on the Vindicator. All right, 100 watts, here we go. Man, that's really good. That is so good. I don't really notice any difference with the acrylic top cap other than just it's not getting as hot, obviously. And it just looks killer. I love that this one is actually really see-through as well. A lot of iced out will kind of be that frosted, transparent acrylic. Yeah, Steve-O, you should have seen, if you ever watched the replay to this, it was a tense minute or two trying to figure out how I was going to clip the leg leads because I did not pre-cut them. So yeah, I'm not a fan of building on it, but I really dig it. All right. So vaping good at 100 watts. I'm not getting any shorts. I think we're good to stick it on the Vindicator here. And see how she does this way. Grab a battery. All right, drip just a teeny bit more. See how she does on the mech here. Doing damn good. Got the airflow back just a hair. Say the 28's way easier to install on. Yeah, it really is, just because you got more room. 25's so tight in there that it's a little bit more tricky to get both coils kind of lined up. The nightmare on the Vindicator is always awesome, so that's why I had to go ahead and test this one out on the Kennedy Vindicator here. Yeah, I really dig it, and I dig the look of it too. All right. The next one I'm going to do is the Coil V2. Now, this is one that I really like as well, and I think anybody that's a fan of the Asgard Mini, if you've tried the Coil V2, probably at least somewhat of a fan of it because they're extremely similar RDAs. But I'm actually going to go with the acrylic top for this one. I'm going to try and match it up here with the Keen. Only problem with the acrylic top is there's no honeycomb airflow, but when I got it, it was that whole big master kit, this right here. So with this, it comes with, you know, just a ton of different top caps. Red and green acrylic, matte black, gunmetal. So if it doesn't work, I can always swap the top cap out, or not that it won't work, but if it doesn't work to my liking, I can always swap over to the matte black or gunmetal, and those top caps do have airflow, actually, or honeycomb airflow. I could stick the actual airflow control ring in this, but not really the look I'm going for. But as you can see, it's very Asgard Mini like. Just doesn't have the airflow insert, so it's not quite as a compressed airflow chamber, but it's still extremely good. Back these out. It's like a light green. I mean, it's totally transparent. It's damn near clear, but yeah, it's a light green to it. Yeah, the honeycomb airflow with it is really good. All right, grab a couple of coils here. Yeah. Probably cut these about a 5. There's one. I love how QP's done all these master kits. I really kind of want to get my hands on, what's the little single coil one they did? Is it the Neo? They've got a whole master kit for it as well. I'd really like to check it out. Ugh, I'm going blind. Getting old sucks. About right there should do it. Sure those are good and tight. Grab my coiling rod. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, airflow should be about spot on, a little bit under, a little bit on the side. Oh, the Neo, you gotta see. I have not tried that one. If you gotta drip like all the damn time, that might not be something I want. But a single coil squonker would be good too. Stick it on something like the Pulse 2 or topside light. All right. I think that's good right there. See what it came out to. I'm sure it's going to tell us 09 again. No, 06. There it went finally. Huh. The remaster, which one, Freedom Issues? This one or the Neo? Oh. You know, like I said, I haven't tried the Neo period, so good to know if I do try it, the remastered's the way to go, because that's the only one I've really seen for sale anywhere. I don't ever bend them to the center because then with this not having kind of channeled airflow, the coils are so far away from that airflow, and you don't really need to because you just kind of run your wicks over the side there just slightly. Also with some coil types, if you bend them towards the middle and then you drip, you get spit back on certain types of coils. Juggernauts, for one, will spit back on you if they're too close together like that. But I don't want them away from the airflow that much. I definitely wouldn't center them over top of the wick well here. Yeah, Twinkie, I haven't seen just the OG Neo that you guys were talking about. The only one I've seen out for sale is the remastered. So good that it's, you know, a better take on the Neo. I hate it when you get hot spots inside the coil, like on the other side. Sometimes they can be hard to get out. I don't think I'm seeing any more. All right, I think that's good. Please excuse me. Sinus infection is still not 100% gone. Miner only strummed his coils from the inside, by God. All right. Go ahead and do my wicks up real quick. I'm going to let it cool, but see what's going on in chat. Yeah, hot spots inside suck. For coils, at least. I think that's good. Yeah, I do wish you kind of have to pinch the coil legs to get them to fit in there just right. I don't know what coils they were using to measure that, but most, at least most coils I ever use, are too far apart for it. All right, I think that's good. This is pretty much similar to the Asgard or the Nightmare. You don't need a whole hell of a lot. Probably about like that. Point oh, mind your motherfucking business. I hear you. It's really about how it should be, because I thought that if you're referencing Batman on Well, I mean, Batman's kind of said it for a while, but so have other people. But it got re-brought up on that stream he did with Birdie. And I mean, I think they were spot on. It really is probably the way everybody should do it. 0.0, mind your motherfucking business. Because it is kind of one of those that you gotta be careful if you doing stuff like this on YouTube, building low, or doing, you know, just probably doing something that's not 100% safe. No point in telling everybody and then having, you know, somebody just go and do something stupid. And I know I wouldn't want that on my conscience, honestly. But I usually never build down that low, so unless it's on parallel, so I don't really have much to worry about with that. But if I ever did want to build lower and said hell with it, I don't know if I go about advertising it all over YouTube. All right, so what juice am I going to use for this one? I think I'm going to use my butter cookie custard for this one. Basically a kind of shortbread cookie, almost custard. Turn our wattage up. Caveman, what's going on, brother? Steve-O, you usually stick around 0.1. Same here. 0.09 to 0.11, 0.12 sometimes, but generally 0.1, somewhere around there. All right. Seems to be good for the moment. Go ahead and stick our top cut back on here. All right, guys, give me just a second. I'm sorry. All right, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of family issue with somebody trying to get a hold of me from outside my family. Give me just 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Like I said, just a bit of outside family issue. Let me go ahead and recheck, remeasure here, see what we came out to. 0.1 on the money. Go ahead, swap back over here. Crank it up to about 75 starting out, see how it does. But yeah, if you tried the Kali V2 before they did the remastered version with the honeycomb airflow and all that, I definitely recommend trying it with the honeycomb. Although these acrylic top caps, which they've kind of condensed the airflow hole right here, because normally that right there is wider on any of the metal top caps. But with the acrylic ones, it actually seems to work fairly well. All right, let's give this a go. Wide open, 75 watts. Let's see how it does. Well, maybe. There we go. There's wide open. Pretty damn good. Wide open's a little bit almost too much on this, even with that being slightly more compressed than the OG top cap, the metal top caps. You much prefer the 3 holes than the new airflow on the Kali V2? I like what they've done with these, honestly. That's actually really good. So I've got it about probably a quarter cut down and then recentered it back on the coil. Cotton hasn't completely broke in on this just yet. Steve-O, I don't know. You could check QP's site. I don't think I've seen just the top caps for them, but you might actually go to like their contact page and email them and see if that's something that they would do. More and more vape companies kind of surprise me just sending emails saying, hey, I'm looking for this, and they'll actually tell you if they have it or how to go about ordering it. Because Dan Vape hooked me up with the orange beauty rings, AFC beauty ring, all that for the nitrous, when I just seen it all over Instagram, but they never posted it on their site. And just sending them an email, they were like, oh yeah, here's how you order it. And then Russian Custom Mods too, they did that as well. It's like, hey, I need switch parts. What do I do? Oh, okay, here's an email. Here's how you do it. It's vaping pretty good. I want to go ahead and crank the wattage up. I'm not going to go full on 100 watts just yet, because like I said, for some reason that cotton has not broke in fully yet. I don't think I thinned it out quite as much as I normally do. There we go. It's starting to get broke in. Yeah, Immortal Mods or Armageddon Manufacturing, they were always amazing with any type of part you needed for one of their mechs or an RDA. They would always make sure you found a way to get it. They'd always tell you how to go about it. I would imagine Vapors Cloud's that same way. Yeah, Coleman, yeah, for sure. Definitely easier to deal with than China here in the States, and quicker to get anything that you order from them. And I ordered that Kong and Prey combo. That got here in like no time, really. Oh yeah, breaking in good now. Let's go ahead, crank it all the way up to 100. Then I'm gonna stick it on the Keen and see how it does. Well, a little over 100, 101 watts. Here we go. Yeah, that's really good. I'm digging that. Even with this acrylic top cap and no honeycomb airflow, I'm really digging this. And I like with this top cap how you can recenter it back on the coil. Even if you cut it way down, you can recenter the whole thing back on the coil. Yeah, all right, let's go ahead, stick it on the keen, throw a battery in it and see how it does. Definitely had to bust out the 25mm beauty ring or top ring for the keen. Normally I only use this for larger atomizers, but with that green transparent top cap, I thought it might actually look pretty damn good. And Unicorn Vape still hasn't got back with you, Twinkie? Said you're trying to get a hold of them for some parts for the, is it the Vert or the Vert 2? Oh, Vert 2, okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, this is working like a dream. I really dig this, and it looks pretty damn good too. This might stay on here for a little bit. Freedom issues, yes, that is true. There is a Vert 3 in the works. I've seen a prototype of it. Like, not firsthand, I didn't have my hands on it or anything like that. But I've seen actually a couple of Vert 3 prototypes, so it's definitely coming. Just when, I have no idea. Mike over at Vaping Delights, I'm pretty sure he has a prototype of the Vert 3. Oh, Twinkie, man, that sucks. I would definitely keep trying, I guess. I mean, there's only so many times you can try before you're like, whatever, they don't give a damn. But I don't normally, I don't know. I wouldn't think that Unicorn Vapes would not give a damn. So I would definitely keep trying. Yeah, that's working damn good. Out of these, the CIO is the one that was just kind of, let's go ahead and recoil and rewick, because I've been using it for about a week now on this Defiant Designs because I love the way it squonks. Exactly what, Twinkie? That Unicorn Vapes wouldn't be like that? Yeah, I don't think they are like that, so. Yeah, I missed out on the countdown. You're lucky you got a hold of that one. I totally missed out on it, which sucks. Because that did look like an extremely cool mech mod. Sorry, the liquid in this, I don't know if it's gone bad or going bad. I don't see how, but it's got a little bit of an off taste to it. So I'm gonna have to rejuice that Kali V2, I think, with my full bottle of butter cookie custard, because something's slightly off with that one. The CIO vape's great. If you are interested at all in it, it's relatively cheap. I noticed the price went up after it had been out for a minute. So any place I've seen it around here, like in the States or Canada, they've jacked the price up. But if you're willing to go through China, it's a lot cheaper. Like I said, I got this for about 17 bucks. I think it's like 24, 25 on most Chinese warehouse sites now. And it's well worth it. I mean, it's probably worth the 30 or 40 they're asking for on a lot of sites now here in the States and Canada, but might as well just go ahead and get it cheaper. Pay the price of waiting a month to get it. Although some of those Chinese warehouses have actually gotten a lot quicker, I've noticed. I don't know if that has to do with the laws passed in China about, you know, vaping kind of coming under the state tobacco monopoly as far as anything domestic, and they're pushing them to do exports more, and they're just kind of getting on it a little more to ship everything out or what. But seems like the last probably half a dozen orders I've done from overseas as far as China goes, I've gotten here weeks ahead of when they used to. Yeah, that CIO is damn good. Try the the nightmare again. A little too much airflow. Yeah, that's a damn good one too. But I mean, I already knew the nightmare was a good one. Same with the Collie. I knew the Collie was a good one, but I had not tried it with any of the acrylic top caps yet. I'm pretty impressed with it so far. All right, guys, that is all of the ones that I have to build up for everyone tonight. You didn't see it earlier, Dead Rabbit 3 on top of the Prey. This is actually a really, really good combo. I was shocked. Not that the Dead Rabbit 3 is a bad RTA by any stretch, but I have kind of noticed it doesn't perform as well on certain mechs as other RDAs that are kind of a similar build quality, but on the Prey it works just amazing. Not sure what the deal is there, but I've been thoroughly enjoying it. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to take care of some of the stuff that I had to pause for. I do apologize cutting the stream a little bit early, but I will be back Tuesday. I'm actually moving the live mixing to 10. It's just easier to do each of them at 10 p.m. So yeah, next Tuesday 10 p.m. live mixing, next Wednesday 10 p.m. live build session, and video releases should be a little bit more back to normal now that I've kind of kicked all this. So I hope everybody has a great night. Vape on, and I will catch you all in the next one.